Welcome to the CrossFit Max podcast.
What's going on, team? Thanks for tuning in. We got a fun episode today. We're going to be going back to the basics and talking about the 5 fundamental things that you should be focusing on for your health and how you're going to maximize your results. So we're removing all the fluff, all the BS out there. And if you do these 5 things really well, you are going to crush your health and fitness. If you guys enjoy it, make sure you give us a rating and a review. And let's get right to it. Okay, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody?
I'm back.
Okay, we're jumping in. We have a banter to the banter topic here.
Okay.
Just coached the 12 p.m. class, and absolutely hilarious that I was trying to pressure one of our clients, her name is Caro, into doing the event this Saturday. We have our breast cancer event this Saturday.
Oh, we love a little peer pressure.
So I was trying to pressure her
way.
in here, and she said that she had her son's basketball tryouts. And I was like, oh, come on, you're not trying out for the team. You could just drop him off and come on over. And she threw it right back into my face on something that I said into one of the more recent podcasts about, me wanting to go to my basketball stuff and it always being an issue for my family and stuff. So it was really humbling to know that she's listening to the podcast and she used my words, and she's absolutely right.
There is nothing like someone using your own logic against you that just like hits you right in the soul, and you're just like, all right, I'll just shut up now. Cool. Nailed it. Way to go, Caro. Have fun at the basketball tryouts.
I absolutely love that she... first, that she listens to the podcast. She said she listens to it every Wednesday at 6 a.m.
Damn. So good morning.
Good morning,
Caro.
Caro.
I hope you have a great day.
And I hope you enjoy this podcast. But very, very cool that she listens that early. First thing when we drop this episode drops, or our podcast drops every Wednesday at
4:30 a.m.
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Why would you say 4:30?
I don't know.
So random.
So random. And it's me who schedules it. Like, I should know. Like, I'm the one who uploads it. Like, I literally do that every week, and I don't know the answer.
I don't know why I said 4:30, but anyways.
I don't know. It just felt right, okay?
4 a.m. every Wednesday Eastern time, we drop a podcast. But so she listens at 6 a.m., so she's one of the first listeners. Anyways, I thought that was great, and I think it's phenomenal that she's supporting her son in his sports. And yeah, that's awesome. Way to be an awesome mom. And yeah, I guess we won't have your presence on this Saturday, but I'm excited for this Saturday. We have so many fun events planned out for the rest of the year. The banter topic is actually just a spin-off of kind of our conversation that we're going to be having today in the topic we're going to have. But we have less than 12 weeks of 2024. There's less than 12 Mondays left. Yesterday was technically our
Monday means
12th.
nothing to me anymore now that I'm a mom.
Monday? What do you mean? Why does that change?
Nothing. It changes nothing.
I feel like you just wanted to throw
Every
that
day
in.
is Monday.
Right. All right. Moving on.
Every day. Actually, there's 12 times Mondays.
It's kind of like
of the year.
It's kind of like your dad who's retired and he just says every day is Saturday.
Yeah. If you ask my dad what day of the week it is, like even if it's Wednesday, he'll tell you it's Saturday. But when you're a mom, actually every day is Monday.
Okay. Anyways, there's less than...
Why are you looking at me like that? It's
less
true.
than 12 weeks of the year. We have a lot of fun things happening at CrossFit Max. We have our breast cancer event happening this Saturday, which is always just a nice heartwarming event that we put on every year.
Yep. Nice
we
little
have
fundraiser.
Now, for you listeners here, we'll spill
sneak
it.
Peek.
We have our neon workout that is scheduled for November 22nd. That's the Friday. And DJ Navidad is making a return here, which I'm super stoked.
Yes, I'm so excited.
So mark that.
The only good thing about it getting darker in the evenings. Neon rods are back.
Well, we're only going to have 2. We're only going to have one in November, and then we're trying to plan another one for January. Those will be our only 2 neon events that we put on. And we also got our Athletes Lounge almost finished up now, so it's got all the cool neon lights. I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to look
it's gonna
come
add
neon
like a
workout.
different vibe.
Oh yeah, it's going to bring some very, very cool vibes. And and we're planning our holiday party, which I know that's crazy, but not an official date yet, but most likely
Tentatively.
December 14th.
Love it.
Note it.
It's like the Valentine's Day of December.
Put it in the calendar. Yes. Your brain is everywhere today.
I'm tired.
But also, guys, just a little insert here into your mind here to get you thinking about how are you going to set yourself up for success leading into 2025, because we are starting the new 12-week training block at CrossFit Max this week.
Oh my God, does it line up perfectly?
It technically ends January 5th. So Sunday, January 5th is when it ends.
That is so cool.
Yep. And I just announced to the group the things we'll be working on. We're going to be working on 5 main things, or 3 main movements that we're going to be focusing on. Number 1,
back squats.
Heavy back squats. So the last cycle we did high volume, high repetitions, lower weight back squats. So that was really just to build the legs, build the positioning of the movement. Now we're going to be doing much lower reps, heavier weight. We're going to incorporate some more tempo work.
Ooh, baby.
We're going to be seeing tempo work in the first half of the training block, and then we're going to remove the tempo work, and we're going to start to get heavy. And so that's number 1. Number 2, the gymnastic skill / strength that we'll be working on is all things pull-ups.
Youpie!
So pull-ups, chest to bars, jumping pull-ups. We're going to be working on the kip. We're going to be working on the positioning. We're also going to be building the upper body strength to pull yourself over the pull-up bar. So that's going to be our second main focus.
Love it.
Third one, in the previous 12 weeks, we spent a decent amount of time doing cleans, heavy cleans. So we worked a lot on the position, the technique,
right,
and we're working heavy loads. Now we're going to be working on barbell cycling. So we're going to see some higher complexes. So like higher complexes, I mean more repetitions in complexes. We're going to see metcons with a lot of repetitions. And so we're going to be focusing more on the efficiency of cycling the barbell with the clean. And we'll also work a little bit of snatching involved there too. So that's the third main focus. And then if you've been following along in the CrossFit Max journey, we have 2 sub goals that we're going to be focusing on as well. The first sub goal, is going to be unilateral squatting. Yeah. So we did those yesterday.
I feel it.
We did Bulgarian split squats yesterday, and my glutes are wrecked today.
The tushy is tired.
We're going to be working a lot of the peach on this. So what this does is this helps create a lot of stability in your lower body. So ankle, like to balance your foot when you're doing unilateral. So for example, back squats is bilateral. Both legs are moving. We've got 1 barbell on our back, and we're pushing with our entire body. Unilateral meaning we're working one side at a time. So for yesterday's Bulgarian split squats, for example, we have that rear foot elevated on a bench. The front foot is taking about 90 to 95% of the load. And that requires a lot of stability in our joints, our hips, our ankles, our knees. It really isolates that side. It promotes the working on the range of motion, right? So getting nice and low into that squat. And the final result is going to be great for that. We're feeling it today.
Oh my God. I can't wait to have a booty again.
You definitely got the booty already, baby.
And
never lost it.
And the last thing is handstands.
Yeah, so for the last 24 weeks, so we had 12 weeks we were working on the wall walk as our main strength, our gymnastic piece. Then we had 12 weeks of working on handstand walks. So we went from wall walk to handstand walks. So really the last 24 weeks we've really worked on being upside down and the technique of that. Now our next sub goal is introducing handstand push-ups, wall walks, handstand walks into some higher intensity stuff. So some higher repetitions. We're going to put them in metcons. Today we got handstand walks in a very quick minute of work. And if you didn't have that, you were doing wall walks as many as you could. So we're going to be introducing a little bit more of that overhead gymnastic movement in a lot more intensity. So yeah.
Is the sub goal going to be strict press?
Nope. No. We always have an
stuff,
upper
obviously.
body pump. Yeah, we have other things. We're still going to be doing so many other movements. Like we just came off from sumo deadlifts.
Yeah.
We're still going to have sumo deadlifts in the program. We'll still have, you said, barbell pressing. So we'll typically see the barbell pressing as one of our upper body pump sessions.
Love it.
So yeah, we're going to introduce a lot of dumbbells, and we did double unders, and yeah.
So basically, we're not waiting till 2025 to join the gym and to get our booty in gear. We're joining now.
We're joining right away, folks. So if you're hearing this podcast, make sure you click the link down below and book your free session. You do not want to miss
out on all the tushy gains.
Yeah. And also for the people who are listening, it just kind of sparks a little bit of motivation maybe. We tend to get closer to the holidays and tend to peel back on our fitness, or, let other things get in the way. And one of the things we preach here is that movement is medicine. Health should be the number one priority in your life, because if we know that we're focusing on our health and our fitness, we know that we're going to feel all of the better emotions, right? Happiness and all the stuff to suppress all the negative emotions, right? Especially because it is getting darker, it is getting colder. We know that we're going to be more focused in our day-to-day stuff. We're going to feel more productive, whether that's at work, at school, in life. We know that we're doing this also for health reasons, meaning, like I said, it's getting darker and colder. Typically immune system takes a little bit of a hit during this time. So we know that we got to be focusing on our fitness. So we're going to have a stronger immune system. We're also putting all the odds in our favor for any sort of virus or disease or anything, heart disease, brain, all that stuff. We want to be fighting against that, not just for the now. You are laying
out a lot.
But we want to be focusing on the longevity as well. So we know that our health doesn't wait until January 1st. Our health relies on right now.
If everybody isn't ready to sign up for the gym, I don't know what'll convince you.
Yeah, but it's just not even for the people signing up for the gym. It's for the people who are in it. Sometimes they just need that reminder that all this stuff is super important.
Speaking of reminders, that leads right into our discussion for today.
Yeah, exactly. So what are we talking about today? We're going to be talking about removing all the floof, or as Susie might say, BS.
Whoa! Why don't? If you want to swear, you swear. You don't believe me for your swearing.
There's a lot of stuff online, circulating, fad diets, fancy
bullshit. Just say it. Just
fancy
say it. Just
workouts,
say the word.
all the
say what you want to
floof
say
out there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just really zone in on the stuff that is super important, especially because we do live busy lives.
Busy
we
lives.
We do all live a busy life,
busy.
Whether we are working 80 hours a week or whether we're still working 30 to 40 hours a week. We all fill our schedules up. Everyone is busy, but like we said, we let our health be a major priority. So what is important is that we take the time, the minimal amount of time that we have, and we maximize or optimize our results out of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the most important things that you should be focusing on, not just moving forward, but especially in the next 3 months, and setting yourself up for success going into 2025.
Okay, so in other words,
should we just jump right into number one?
Yeah, do it.
Number one, we could categorize this in different ways, but let's just categorize this as being consistent in the gym, and then we'll give you guys some little pointers on how you could make sure that you are being consistent and, again, maximizing the best you can inside the gym, right? And I even had a new client start with me almost 2 weeks ago. He's almost done his foundations. He's got one more to go. His name is Hugh. He's an awesome dude. I'm excited for him to be in the groups. But one of the things he talked about was just going to the gym and just spending 2 hours at the gym and feeling like he's not really getting that great of a workout. And he felt like he was just wasting a lot of time there. So one of the things that we love about our classes is that they're all 60 minutes. We're going to get a phenomenal workout in that 60-minute time. We start on time, we finish on time, you're in and out, and then you guys get to enjoy your time outside the gym, whether that's, with family, at work, with friends, whatever you got to do here, right? So first thing you guys should absolutely try to do to optimize your fitness is make sure you get at least 4 sessions in the week. If, let's say, life gets a little bit busier towards the holiday time, just make sure you're getting at least 4 good training sessions in per week. That should be the standard for most people. You know, if right now you're on 5 or potentially even 6 times, it's okay if it drops to 5 or potentially 4 times. But the standard for everyone should be minimum 4 sessions per week. And when we say 4 sessions, out of those 4 sessions, we want to make sure that 3 of them at least are resistance training sessions. So days where we're doing some weightlifting, some hard weightlifting. We have our cardio and cardio once in the week. So that's a great one. But to really optimize your health, to optimize your fitness, you want to make sure you're getting at minimum 3 tough resistance training sessions in per week. So what do you have to do that? You got to make sure, 1, you create a good schedule, right? So create a really, really good schedule. We love Wodify for this reason, that you can book your classes 7 days in advance and then stick to them as much as you possibly can.
So on Sunday, you wake up and you sign up for your classes for the week. And then those appointments are locked in. And Susie's a fan of making sure you stick to those, because if you don't commit to yourself, what happens, Susie? You're not committing to your friends. Susie's mind is elsewhere right now. No, you said Susie's not a good. And then all I was trying to wait for is, what were you going to say after that? I'm not a good what?
Susie is not a fan of you canceling your sessions.
Yes, because when you cancel your sessions, you become a self-fulfilling prophecy of a cancely, not showy-uppy kind of person.
Yes, absolutely. So commit to yourself. Commit to your program. Commit to at least 4 days per week. Yep. That is the most important thing. If you can do that, then everything else that we're going to discuss after this is going to be a lot easier. 4 training sessions in per week. Number 2 is something that we are lacking right now is sleep.
I was like, I know this one. Yeah. I know you're going with this one.
Sleep is something that is so underrated and essential, yeah. And the goal for sleep is between 7 to 9 hours per night.
Yeah.
The magic number, the sweet spot you hear people talk about is 8, but really it's between 7 and 9. Anything under 7, then you're most likely in a deficit. So what are some of the things that you can do to improve on your sleep? Number 1 is making sure that in the evening time, you are making your home as dark as possible.
Yeah, I would say even one thing right before that is making sure you're not taking some caffeine too late in the day. So if you're somebody who likes to have a second coffee or something like that, or has pre-workout before a workout, making sure that we're not taking that too close to bedtime so that your body has a chance to kind of flush that out. It's going to be a little bit different per person depending on how caffeine sort of impacts you. But in the second half of the day, you really want to stop ingesting caffeine so that when it comes time to wind down for bed, you're not wired.
Yeah. Caffeine typically hits you within a 30 to 60 minute time frame. Again, depending on the dosage, depending on how you react to caffeine. However, it could stay in your body from between 10 to 12 hours, again, depending on the dosage. So if you're having like a cup of coffee, it's going to stay in your system, but it's not going to be as strong. It'll probably be out within like maybe 8 to 10 hours. But if you have a pre-workout or you have an energy drink that's closer to 180 to 200 milligrams of caffeine, that will probably stay into your system between 10 to 12 hours. So yes, you might not feel it after the 60 minutes or the 2 hours, but it will be in your system.
Still
and
it
will limit you from being able to fall asleep. So there's that. There's making sure you turn off all unnecessary lights around the house. So we have our circadian rhythm, which is our body's internal clock. So if we have hallway lights on, lamps on, kitchen light, bathroom light, we just have all this excessive light, what happens is that our body is having a hard time to produce melatonin because it thinks that it's daytime, right? This is why typically we feel nice and wide awake when the sun is out. So making sure you just dim lights, turn off all the extra lights around your house, the hallway lights and stuff. Even just dim lights. For example, we have our kitchen light. We have a condo, very open concept condo. So just dimming the kitchen light down and turning the hallway light off and the bathroom lights and all that stuff. The other thing you could do is make sure you have a bedtime. So going back to the caffeine, not just having a wake up time, but having a bedtime. So if you know that you're going to bed at 10 o'clock at night, then you got to stop your caffeine at, let's say, midday at 12 p.m. Right? Because you know that it will stay in your system about 10 hours. So if you're having a caffeine or an extra coffee or a pre-workout at 3, 4, or even 5 p.m., you are going to be wired beyond that. And that's going to really give you a hard time of falling asleep, but also falling into deep sleep.
Yeah, quality of sleep.
And then the last thing I'll give a tip on that is making sure your room is nice and cool. So wherever you're sleeping, get your room cool. A lot of people are surprised when I say this, but the ideal temperature is between 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. That is cool, and your body will have a much easier time not just falling asleep, but staying into deep sleep while you're going throughout the night there.
Got it.
So limit caffeine, dim your lights at night and make your home dark at night. Have a bedtime, not just a wake up time in the morning, but have a bedtime so your body gets adjusted to that internal routine. Clock. Yeah. And then the last thing is make sure your room is nice and cool.
And when it's cool and it's this time of year, you can get all cozy in your blankets, and it's like the best thing ever.
Yep. Oh. Yep. And at this time of year, also, you don't even have to pay for air conditioning. You can literally just crack your window open a little bit and get it nice and chilly in there.
Fresh air.
Yep. Okay, so sleep is number 2. So we got fitness, minimum 4 sessions per week with 3 hard resistance training sessions. Number 2 is you got to try to sleep 7 to 9 hours every single night. Sleeping less than that is not cool. Sleeping more than that is very cool. Number 3.
I used to sleep more than that all the time.
Yes, you did. Number 3 is let's talk about dialing in your nutrition. Nutrition, from a goal standpoint, you should be trying your best to eat as many quality foods as possible. So there's a million diets out there: keto, intermittent fasting, vegan, paleo, carnivore, zone diets. Like, if you can just try your best to eat quality food. So what does that mean? Quality foods, that means eating whole, natural foods
that don't come in a package.
That are either grown from this world or come from an animal, right? Or come from the sea. You do that 90% of the time, you will absolutely crush your nutrition.
Yep.
If you feel like you're more advanced, then you can start getting into macronutrients, and you can start to get into, calorie restriction, or maybe just managing your calories. But for the average person, if you eat mostly whole foods, we're talking plants, we're talking vegetables, fruits, we're talking meat, we're talking fish, we're talking eggs. If you eat mostly whole foods at every single meal, you will feel more full, you will feel more satisfied, you will have good sources of energy, you will have a good dosage of micronutrients, right? Because the more processed food is, the less good quality nutrients are going to be in it. For example, if you take an orange, you're going to get a lot of good vitamin C out of it. You eat, a candy, or let's just orange flavored candy, you're just going to get a lot of sugar out of it, right? Or even, let's just say orange juice, right? Orange juice.
It's kind of like
you're pretty much just getting the sugar out of the orange, right? Which is not really that great.
Stuff.
You want to get all the good stuff, the fiber, the minerals and the vitamins in it. So you eat mostly whole foods. 90% of the time, you will be absolutely crushing it. So that is number 3.
I feel like you could also just like focus, if you're on your nutrition, you don't need to stress too much about macronutrients, but making sure you have like a good source of protein with every meal.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
I would say like you don't need to stress about like how many grams of protein or how many grams of carbs or all these things. But if every time you eat a meal you think, is most of this stuff whole foods, and do I have a source of protein with my meal, you're going to be killing it.
Yeah. Look at your plate or your bowl and just center the protein in the middle.
Yeah.
Just build around that. So whether that's, a chicken, and then you put a bunch of other things on the side, potatoes, some asparagus, or you're in the morning and you're having eggs or maybe Greek yogurt, right? Yeah. Greek yogurt in a bowl, followed by fruits in there. And so
like not getting too hyper fixated on all the elements and all the macronutrients, but if you like have protein at the center of your thought process when you're building your plate and you're making sure that you're eating 90% of the time whole foods, your nutrition is going to be
top notch.
Very good.
You're going to feel good. You're going to look good. Mentally going to be sharper. Do that 90% of the time. Don't feel bad when you're treating yourself the other 10%.
Enjoy those.
You have a birthday party on Saturday. Don't stress. The cake is not going to ruin all your fitness gains. But
eat the cake.
Do that 90% of the time, meaning you're allowed to have that treat on Saturday night or Sunday afternoon with the family. You're just not allowed to have it on Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and being like, oh wow, that was 2.5 days worth out of the 7. That is much less than 90%. So you can give yourself the 10% rule is a vague one. It doesn't have to be specifically 10%,
right?
But keep it around there.
Okay, that's nutrition.
That's number 3.
Number
4 is hydration, which we can cover this really, really quickly. But
drink water
and get your electrolytes in your system, meaning you're getting enough salt on your food, or you're putting a salt or electrolyte inside your water, getting magnesium, potassium, calcium. Getting those major electrolytes in is going to be crucial for muscle function, good quality sleep, recovery from your workouts, and just like daily functions, right? And how much water should you be drinking? If you're really not sure, just drink about 2 liters of water every single day. If you're way below 2 liters of water, then just try to build yourself up gradually over the next few weeks to get it as close as possible to 2 liters. It's kind of
as much as you can.
How can you do that? Well, what I would recommend is nice little habits that you can do is drinking a glass of water first thing when you wake up before your cup of coffee, right? If you're a coffee drinker in the morning, which most people are, before you do
a coffee drinker in the morning, what?
Before you drink that first sip of coffee, grab a glass, fill it up with water, and just chug that glass of water right before you get into your coffee. It's a fantastic way, and your body has literally gone through a big time frame of dehydration, right? Like, let's say you
wake up thirsty,
you're crushing it, and you're sleeping 8 hours every single night. Well, you probably didn't drink water right before bed. Also, maybe it was at least an hour, maybe 2, sometimes maybe even 3 to 4 hours before, right? So just think that your body hasn't been drinking for it at the minimum a third of a 24-hour block, right? 8 hours is 33% of the day. So just think that your body has gone through all that length of sleep without any water.
It's parched.
Get some water in the system. So that's number 1. And number 2 is carry a bottle of water around with you all day. Susie's got her new Tupperware water bottle with her right now. Mine is downstairs. Shame on me. But make sure you just carry that bottle of water with her.
Wait, I need to tell the podcast something.
What's up?
I'm drinking my creatine.
Oh, atta girl. Susie's been on her creatine game here. I love it. So getting your electrolytes in, getting enough water is super important.
Yep.
Nail that every single day.
Every day.
And then the last and final tip that I'll say is is one of the most important things that we don't do enough of is move our body throughout the day. So what does that mean?
Yes.
the thing the metric that we'll use for this is steps. How many steps are you taking in a day? Are you crushing your workout for 60 minutes in the day and then sitting down on a computer for 8 to 9 hours during your shift, and then you're sitting down at a dinner table, and then you're sitting down to watch TV, and then you're lying down for bed, or you're driving your car back home from work and then watching TV and then lying down for bed? We typically live very sedentary lifestyles. So if you're crushing your workouts, that's great, but you got to be able to move your body throughout the day.
Even if you're absolutely crushing your workouts and you're coming 6 days per week, that is only 6 hours of physical activity.
Out of 168 hours a week.
Math.
Okay,
but that's only 6 hours. That's like such a small percentage of your life. So
for a lot of working out also.
You need to be moving way more than 6 hours a week. Yeah. Yes, that's great. Fantastic. Keep up those 6 hours. Those are invaluable.
I mean, 6 hours are a lot for people to train too, so it's probably
I know, I'm saying I'm being generous. Yeah. I'm being generous.
If you're doing
a lot of people are doing like 3 to 4 hours a week, let's say, of training. Ideally, we want to be upping that if we can. But I'm just saying, even if you're on the top end, 6 hours is still not a lot of movement in the week. So you need to be doing other things during the day.
Yeah. The goal for movement, guys, and it doesn't have to be an excessive amount to move. You don't have to get up from your chair and start doing jumping jacks or start dancing.
You could, though, if you wanted.
Absolutely.
If you
could do that.
If that's your vibe, do it.
But just going for a 15 to 20 minute walk once per day.
Oh, yeah.
Really increases those steps a lot. So the steps that we're looking for between 7 to 10,000 steps per day. And if we look at all the stats, all major chronic diseases and all health metrics significantly improve and diseases decrease if we simply move our body and walk between 7 to 10,000 steps or even more than that per day. So the goal
get on your feet.
The goal is to go for a tiny little walk right after lunch. Go for a 15-20 minute walk. That'll improve your digestive system.
There's also like so many other benefits about going outside, but we'll leave that for another discussion.
And it's also, I know it's getting cooler right now, but it's
beautiful walking weather.
It's not really cold right now. We're not looking at minus 10 to 20 degrees outside right now. Wear a sweater, maybe a light jacket, go for a walk, get some vitamin D on your skin, get some fresh air. It'll help clear your mind. It'll get your steps up. So the goal is between 7 to 10,000 steps per day. If you hit that, you are crushing it. So those are 5 of the, let's say, foundations, the 5 most important things that you can focus on for your health. And you will, if you're doing those 5 things, you are absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
So you don't need to follow these special diets. You don't need to hit this special training regimented program. You don't need to make your
life more complicated. It's not complicated.
You don't need to go for half marathons on the weekend.
You can though.
You absolutely
can. Okay, so let's do a quick run through. Step 1, making sure you are getting some form of resistance training at least 4 times per week.
Well, 4 workouts per week. 3 of those have to be hard resistance training sessions. That's number 1.
Number 2.
Yeah. Number 2 is sleep.
We
need at least 7 to 9 hours on average of sleep per night.
Okay. Number 3, nutrition.
90% of the time, eat mostly whole foods that come from this planet and not from a factory, and then focus your dish around a dense protein source.
Number 4
was hydration.
Drink your water, get your electrolytes.
Drink your water, get your electrolytes in. Super important for mental clarity, digestion, lubrication of your joints.
Woo,
so many good.
What a word!
So many good things, right? Number 5.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Isn't it lubrication?
I could just be throwing out funny words.
I think you added extra syllables to that word. Lubrification.
It made it sound so much cooler, and we're sticking with it.
Okay, cool.
Number 5.
We're killing it. Move your body.
Move your body. How many steps per day?
7 to 10,000 steps a day.
Going to be good for your mental health. Going to be good for your physical health. Going to be good for your digestive system, immune system, all the good stuff. So move your body 7,000 to 10,000 steps per day.
Those
5 things, guys, if you hit those 5 things, you're going to feel like a superhuman. All the extra stuff that you do after that is all bonus work, right? If you want to do an accessory program, if you wanted to, add a 5th or 6th training session into the week, these are all bonuses. But if you just want to feel like you're crushing it in the health and fitness department,
look good,
move good.
Move good.
Move well.
Speak good.
What is it? FBB, Marcus Philly. It's look good.
Good.
Look good, move well. No. Look good, move well. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Look good, move well podcast. That's what it is. Yeah. So, anyways, just side note there.
All right. Anyways, okay. Client of the week.
Yay. So, client of the week is a new addition to the gym, and they are an extension of a family that's already been here since the very beginning of CrossFit Max. And that client of the week is Jeremie. So Jeremie is Lucy's son. So we've had
Daphne's bigger brother,
which is, side note, super funny. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, no, actually, sorry, not on Friday. Jeremie did the 9 a.m. class, and Daphne did the 12 p.m. class.
Were they competing with
Daphne
each other?
had a little bit, she's been dealing with like a back issue. So Jeremie did his 1RM sumo deadlift, and then Daphne, I made her do her 3RM bench press.
No.
And her bench press was almost the same weight as Jeremie's 1RM deadlift. So she was kind of laughing at him.
Literally dead.
But that being said, Jeremie is really new to the gym. I think he just completed his 2nd week of group classes.
I feel like this is like a congratulations, but we also just like embarrassed the shit out of him on the podcast. It's so mean.
It's normal. It's normal. When you start, we
all start somewhere, and his little sister has a 2-year head start.
Yeah, Daphne's definitely got a fun head start. I think she's how much younger? 3 years younger? 3 years younger. Sure. I think she's about 3 years younger, and I think it's freaking awesome that now we got, Lucy is having that impact on 2 of her children now.
Yeah.
And now Jeremie is absolutely crushing it. He's coming with a really good attitude. It's kind of funny, when I went through his foundations program, it reminded me of my starting point, because we're at the kind of similar spots in our life when
you were that age when you started CrossFit.
I was 20 when I started CrossFit. I was doing the the bodybuilding thing, going to the Globo gym and just doing some weight training. Yeah. And yeah, he's in business as well. So I was doing business at school at the time as well. So he's studying business. He's 20. He was doing the bodybuilding thing. And he's coming in with a good attitude. He wants to learn. He wants to be coached. So Jeremie, thank you so much for just having a really good attitude the last few weeks. I'm excited that you're going to be part of CrossFit Max community.
I promise you'll outlive your sister eventually.
Probably very soon, unfortunately. Sorry, Daph. You will be lifting some serious weights, but at the beginning, it's mostly about the technique and being consistent with that technique, and eventually we'll start to get nice and heavy. But yeah,
we're lucky to have him.
20-year-old Brandon was not lifting as much as he was. Let's just say that 20-year-old Brandon would have been getting outlifted by Daphne as well. Just like I was getting outlifted by all like the moms and the grandmas in the class and everything. Yeah. And it was very, very humbling.
It's humbling.
Experience.
We love it. Okay, amazing. Thank you, Jeremie.
Crushed it, buddy. And thank you guys all for joining this episode. If you guys want to support us, we got to buy me a protein shake in the links down below. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.